In the wild, survival isn't just a matter of strength or speed, it's about strategy. Nature has armed animals with some of the strangest, smartest, and most amazing defense tricks on the planet. From insects that detonate themselves to protect their hive to reptiles that literally squirt blood from their eyes, these survival hacks sound like sci-fi, but they're actually real. These creatures don't just flee or freeze, they strike back with methods so bizarre you'll question how Mother Nature ever cooked them up. Brace yourself for 15 natural defenses you won't believe exist. Number 15. Hair-shooting tarantula. When most people picture spider defense, they often think of venom or a fast escape. But across deserts and forests in the Americas, some tarantulas use a weapon that's far more disturbing. They launch clouds of barbed hairs from their rear ends. These hairs, called urticating setae, aren't soft. They're microscopic needles that stab into skin, eyes, and lungs, causing itching, burning, and medical issues that can last for days. The spider kicks them into the air using its hind legs, not gently, but violently. The hairs don't just float, they embed like fiberglass, sticking deep into anything soft. Species like the Goliath bird eater and Brazilian black tarantula use this move before biting or fleeing. Exotic pet owners wear goggles to avoid eye injuries. Some still end up needing surgery. And the worst part about them is that some tarantulas don't even give a warning. They just launch one twitch, and the air fills with invisible pain. It doesn't lunge. It doesn't charge. It just fires a cloud of agony and waits for you to back off. Number 14. The Malaysian exploding ant. In the dense rainforests of Southeast Asia, one ant species doesn't bite or sting. It explodes. These Malaysian ants have oversized glands running down their body, filled with corrosive chemicals. When trapped, they don't retreat. They contract their muscles so hard, their bodies rupture, spraying a sticky, toxic resin in every direction. It paralyzes and sometimes kills nearby attackers. The blast is silent, but the result is chaos. Anything too close is drenched in bitter yellow glue packed with enzymes that destroy soft tissue. Birds, spiders, and even other insects quickly learn. Some ants don't run. They go out detonating. The ants die in the process, but they're protecting their colony, and that's the only priority. Even researchers wear eye protection when studying them. One wrong move and you're hit with chemical shrapnel from a creature smaller than your fingernail. Other insects use venom or mimicry. This one uses its entire body as a last-ditch defense. Number 13. Bombardier beetle. It's easy to miss this beetle, just a few centimeters long, dark-colored, and fast-moving under leaf litter. But if anything tries to eat it, they're in for a scalding surprise. This beetle doesn't bite or run. It turns around and fires a chemical blast from its abdomen, an explosive stream of boiling, toxic fluid that reaches 100 degrees Celsius. The spray isn't a one-time shot either. It pulses up to 500 times per second in rapid-fire bursts, hitting enemies from nearly any angle, forward, sideways, and even straight up. The chemical mix is brewed in a built-in reaction chamber, combining hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide with stored enzymes. The result? A violent, pressurized explosion that leaves frogs, birds, and spiders in pain and confusion. Some even drop the beetle mid-bite. There are over 500 species across the globe, all using the same chemical cannon to survive. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's living proof that being small doesn't mean you're easy prey, especially when your body doubles as a walking lab-grade flamethrower. Number 12. The false head butterfly. Some butterflies scare off predators by pretending to be toxic. The hair-streaked butterfly goes for something smarter. It tricks them into hitting the wrong end. Found across parts of the Americas, Europe, and Asia, this beauty has tails and markings on its hind wings that mimic antennae and eyes. To a bird or lizard, that back end looks like a head, and the hairstreak leans into the illusion. When resting, it positions its wings so the fake head is front and center, moving those tails just enough to sell the illusion. Predators strike at the decoy, tearing the wing, while the butterfly takes off, fully alive. Many are found with missing chunks but still flying, feeding, and mating. This isn't a warning or bluff, it's misdirection. It doesn't fight. It doesn't run. It just lets the enemy aim at the wrong end. And in the wild, that half-second mistake is all it needs. Number 11. Mantis shrimp. On the seafloor of tropical waters, hiding under coral shelves or inside rock tunnels, lives one of the smallest yet most dangerous fighters on Earth. People call it the mighty mantis shrimp. It's no bigger than a human hand, yet it doesn't need venom or camouflage. It survives on pure force. If you were in its world and made the mistake of messing with it, you'd catch a punch faster than a bullet and strong enough to crush bone. Its main defense is a pair of limbs under its body that are like loaded weapons. When fired, they strike at 23 meters per second, fast enough to shatter water molecules, creating shockwave bubbles that burst with heat and pressure. The impact hits with over 1,500 newtons, enough to break glass, kill crabs, and traumatize fish. There are two types: spearers, who stab with needle-like arms, and smashers, who deliver knockout punches. Even octopuses avoid them. The mantis shrimp is a boxer. Number 10. The shrinking frog. There's a frog in Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands that doesn't just jump away when grabbed. It vanishes out of its own skin. Known as Maul's horseshoe bat-faced frog, it uses its loose, moisture-rich outer skin like a breakaway suit. When attacked, the frog instantly flexes and sheds the outer layer, leaving behind a handful of wet skin while it slips away, slimmed down and slick. The underlying tissue is coated in mucus and slightly acidic, making it harder to hold and even less appealing. This isn't molting. It's fast, rough, and sometimes bloody. But it works. The frog can regenerate the outer skin in a few days and go back to normal. It doesn't poison its attacker, it doesn't fight back. It just forces a moment of confusion, and that's enough. While the predator's still trying to figure out what just happened, the frog is already gone, sliding into wet leaves. Most animals don't get a second chance. This one makes its own. Number 9. Spanish dancer sea slug. In the Indo-Pacific, drifting through coral reefs in shades of red and orange, the Spanish dancer sea slug looks slow and harmless. But when it's attacked, it doesn't run or hide, it bleeds acid. Its body releases sulfuric acid directly into its bloodstream, then forces it out through the skin, creating a chemical barrier that burns anything that comes close. The fluid damages gills, sears mouths, and leaves lasting harm. Even without being touched, this slug can sense pressure and release acid early, spreading the warning through ocean currents. And that's just part of it. It eats toxic sponges and algae, stores their poisons, and converts them into even more toxic compounds. Researchers handling them wear gloves and goggles. They don't guess. They don't prod. Because one wrong move, and the water fills with corrosive fluid. The slug has no shell, no speed, no claws, just chemistry. It doesn't fight or flee. It melts the problem and keeps moving. Number 8. The wood frog. When winter hits Alaska and northern Canada, most amphibians flee or die. Not the wood frog. It freezes solid, no heartbeat, no breath, no brain activity. Ice forms inside its body, between organs, and in muscle cells. By all definitions, it's dead. But when spring comes, it thaws and comes back to life. Before freezing, its liver floods the blood with glucose, raising sugar levels over 100 times the human norm. This sugar keeps ice crystals from forming inside cells, drawing water out instead. At the same time, urea builds up, stabilizing cell structure. Once frozen, it stays that way for weeks, buried in snow, totally still. As the weather warms, the frog thaws slowly. Blood flows again. The heart stutters, then beats. Muscles twitch. Within hours, it hops away like nothing happened. Scientists are still studying this process for organ preservation and cryotherapy. But the frog doesn't care about science. It survives the cold that kills everything else. Number 7. The cone snail. The cone snail doesn't look like much, just another shell resting on sand. But inside that spiral is a kill system that's faster and deadlier than most venomous snakes. It doesn't need to chase anything. Instead, it fires a hollow, needle-like tooth into its prey, delivering a shot of neurotoxins strong enough to shut down muscles and stop a heart. The venom is made of conotoxins, peptides that target specific parts of the nervous system. Some disable movement, others block pain signals, and some shut down breathing. One sting can drop a fish instantly. It's done the same to humans. There's no anti-venom. Some victims didn't even feel the sting before they collapsed. Cone snails carry different types of venom and can adjust which ones they use depending on the threat. It's not luck, it's built-in precision. Even researchers handling them use tools and thick gloves. It doesn't move fast. It just waits, and when you're close enough, it fires once. Number 6. The Iberian ribbed newt. In the wetlands of Spain and Morocco lives a newt that doesn't hiss, doesn't bite, but will stab you with its own ribs. When threatened, it contracts its muscles with enough force to push its sharp ribs straight through its skin. At the same time, it secretes a toxic fluid from glands lining its sides. The ribs pierce those glands as they emerge, coating themselves with poison. The result? A spine-covered, toxic animal lashing out with its own skeleton. There's no warning. No bluff, just bone and venom pushed through the skin, and somehow it survives the process. Its skin heals fast, the ribs retract, and it's ready to repeat if needed. Most predators strike once, then regret it instantly. The stab wounds are real. The venom works best on fish, reptiles, and birds. Scientists once thought it was a myth until X-rays and slow-motion footage proved it. Number 5. Blue-ringed octopus. It's barely the size of a golf ball, but this octopus is one of the most lethal animals in the sea. Its body is covered in pale skin with iridescent blue rings that flash electric when it feels threatened. That's not a decoration. It's a warning. Because behind that hypnotic display is a toxin so powerful it can kill 26 humans with a single dose. The venom is tetrodotoxin, a neurotoxin over 1,000 times stronger than cyanide. And here's the terrifying part, the bite is painless. Most victims don't even know they've been hit until they start losing control of their muscles, then their breath, then everything else. There's no antidote, just supportive care and a race against time. And that's only half the story. Like all octopuses, it can shapeshift on command, changing color, texture, even body shape to blend into coral, rocks, or sand. You could stare straight at it and never know it's there, until it lights up. And by then, your clock's already ticking. Number 4. The electric eel. The electric eel isn't an eel, it's a knife fish. But names don't matter when it can knock you off your feet without ever touching you. Found in South America's river systems, it's built with 3 electric organs running through its body. These organs contain thousands of electrocytes, cells that discharge electricity. When triggered, they fire together, generating shocks up to 860 volts, the highest output of any known animal. That's strong enough to stun large fish, knock out predators, and even kill a horse standing in the water. The eel uses low-voltage pulses to sense its surroundings, but when it strikes, it curls around its target and delivers rapid, high-voltage blasts. It doesn't need speed. It doesn't need teeth. Its whole body is a battery. Most predators stay far away after a single encounter. And it's not just for defense. Eels use these pulses to communicate, warn others, and establish dominance. It's not fast. It just shocks, and everything else backs off. Number 3, the sea urchin. Sea urchins look simple, just spiny balls sitting quietly on the ocean floor. But step too close, and you'll find out fast. They're anything but passive. Their spines aren't just sharp, they move. Each is controlled by tiny muscles, letting them aim and jab like a coordinated wall of needles. Some species go further. Under the spines are pincers called pedicellaria, tiny jaws that snap shut on contact, and in many cases inject venom. That's double defense, stab, and poison. The long-spined urchin takes it even further. Its spines are needle-thin and brittle. They snap off under your skin and keep burrowing inward, sometimes causing infections, nerve damage, or pain that lasts for weeks. Some victims need surgery. Sea urchins aren't aggressive. They don't move fast or strike first. But they're covered in weaponry, regenerate quickly, and have no soft spots exposed. Number 2. The assassin bug. In parts of Africa and Asia, there's a bug that doesn't just kill other insects, it wears them. The assassin bug uses its needle-like rostrum to stab ants, beetles, and anything else small enough to pierce. It injects enzymes that liquefy the insides, then drains the body dry, but the husk isn't discarded. Using its legs and sticky secretions, the assassin bug stacks the empty shells on its back. Some wear piles 30 to 50 corpses deep, legs, wings, and heads all glued into a twisted cloak. It's not for show. It's armor. Visually, it looks like debris or a tangle of insects, confusing predators. Chemically, it carries the pheromones of its victims, tricking predators into thinking it's toxic or dead. And physically, it's a shield. Birds, spiders, even other bugs often strike the pile, never reaching the soft body beneath. Scientists stripped the corpse stacks in lab tests. Bugs without them got attacked more. It doesn't run. It doesn't hide. It wears death and dares you to figure it out. Number 1. The hagfish. Picture a shark going in for a kill, quick, clean, and confident. It bites down on what looks like a slow, eel-shaped snack. But in a split second, its jaws flood with slime. Not just goo, thick, choking slime that clogs its gills and blocks its throat. That's the hagfish's defense. And it's one of the most disgusting and effective in the animal world. When threatened, it secretes protein-based mucus from hundreds of pores along its skin. Once it hits water, it expands into a gelatinous net, strong enough to suffocate even large predators. Sharks spit it out immediately. Some can't clear the goo and end up suffocating. While that's happening, the hagfish calmly ties its body into a knot, scrapes the slime off, and swims away. No teeth or speed, but impossible to hold on to. Its skin is loose and hard to grip, and its entire body can twist like rubber. Military researchers are now studying this slime for future tech. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.